And there we go. We're live. I
Look
wish
at
the
that. Isn't
Giant.
that
I wish the.
amazing?
I wish the Giants were alive. What in the world did the
But,
Twins put in their water? They put something in their
well, it's that
water.
Minnesota lake water, man. You
Don't drink the
can't,
lake water.
yeah, you can't depend on that stuff, man. That Minnesota lake water will get you every time.
But here you go.
And
Let's say you're drinking. Let's say you're drinking nice Italian spring water. The problem is still they're going to be there if you only score one run every game. One run usually is not enough. Unless I misunderstand the game. Is the rules changed so much since Smokey Burgess took over the rules committee that I don't
well, you
understand
got to
that?
score one, right? I mean, you can't win if you don't score one. But one can often be enough, depending on what your pitching staff is,
Okay, good
right? I
point.
mean, we've seen great pitching staffs that have gotten by on hardly any runs. So, as a matter of fact, we see one here in Seattle over the last couple of years that their hitting isn't all that great, but good God, they're yeah. Now I'm home. You know their run production is horrible, but their pitchers can hold the other team to 0 runs, and when you do that, you can win some games.
I heard a
But it's
funny
not
line
the way
in
you
a
live.
heard a funny line in a movie last night, and it goes like, "So everybody hates me, but at least I lose." Yeah, everyone hates you, and you lose.
Everybody hates me, but at least I lose. Trying to figure out the context of that. Everybody hates me, but at least I lose.
This guy was going to defend a Russian spy, and he didn't want to.
Ah, okay. All
And
right.
he
See,
defended him
see
in
that
court. He
that was
says,
one of those with when you drop a little
"So everybody
context
hates
in
me
it.
for defending him, but I can't win. Nope, you're
Yeah,
going to have to lose.
you got to.
First they hate you,
Kid,
then you lose."
kid, this isn't your night, as we often see in those old boxing movies. Kid, it just ain't your night. It's um, it's just it just wasn't meant to be. I mean, you could have been a contender. You could have been somebody, but
You know how
this
you know
isn't
how
your
this
year.
sport works. It's not your night. It's just not. It's not going to happen.
Not your year. It's not your night. Wait
Go
till
ahead. Go
next year.
ahead. Hose
Go
off. Get
ahead.
dressed.
Anyway, we are Michael Knight, New York, Vinny, Mikey, and Vinny take on the world. We take on the world every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings from usually around 10 minutes after 10. But as we often tell people, and we have a disclaimer on the show, we're retired, really, basically. I
You
mean,
know,
we
you can set you
on
can set your watch by it, but your watch will be running 10 minutes slow.
right, but you can't depend on us to be on time on your Patuta or on your radio, wherever you take our words of non wisdom and comedy and fallacy. You can get them
and
several places.
and duplicity and ignorance and
Well, we won't. We know more. We know less about everything than most people, and that's why we do this.
that's why you got to have the voice of authority based on something, and we base it on that.
Yeah. Did you have to stop and think about that for a second? did you? Did,
If
did
I
I
did,
make
it
you
would be the
nervous
first time
with that?
I stopped and thought about anything in quite some time.
Well, as we see with
Plus,
our
do you have to stop and think about it, or can you just think about it?
as we see with our American government, stopping and thinking about things has gone out of style. I mean, that's as yesterday as I don't know, as Eisenhower building a highway system or anything like that. That's old stuff, man.
It's old hat. Doesn't happen anymore.
Now it's just get out there and do your
Make it up as you go
dance.
along. I'm going to put 125% tariff on you. Then we're going to talk about it. I'm going to lower it to 10, and I'm going to call it a victory. I don't care
Yeah,
what you
it's
call it.
it's like starting a war with the country. What was it? Was it Panama that we started the war with when Bush one was president? Remember that
Noriega.
phone call with Noriega, right? We blasted the music. Well, I mean, what sane person in the world didn't think that the United States could beat Panama inside of 15 minutes in any kind of action, anything. But yet, we started a war so that we could claim victory in something. We needed a win, and that
Today
goes
we
up.
got to ask that poor kid from Tenafly, New Jersey, how winning feels. 546 days as a hostage. They let him out, and there's a celebration. We're celebrating. I didn't see him doing any dances, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't imagine that would be. I mean, yeah, you'd be celebrating to get out of there, but you got out of there. But I don't.
Been in the hole for 540 days with your Palestinian keepers.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it would be a. It doesn't seem like it would. It would be. You'd just be glad to kiss the ground, man. I mean, you'd want to go to you'd want to go to Jack in the Box and order 4 tacos. I mean, that's the kind of thing you'd want to do. Going to Jack.
You're absolutely right.
Get me 4 tacos, man. And they're disgusting. They're nothing you really want to eat. But
Vinny, we thought you wanted pastrami. We brought you pastrami, just like number 19, just like you love it. Nope.
Yeah, give me 4 tacos, man. Give me four Jack in the Box, and they got to be the Jack in the Box ones. We don't want a good taco. I noticed taco stands on the sidewalk in LA that you can go and drive up to, and they'll serve you the tacos. And it's probably one of the best steak tacos you've ever had. But I want the Purina dog chow that's in, the taco, the Jack in the Box taco.
And these are not soft tacos; these are hard tacos. You bite in them, they come into 10 million pieces.
They crunch, and they're oily. They're the oiliest thing you've seen since a '58 Chevy with some bad oil pan gaskets. There's oil from the cheeses, but yet there's something about those tacos that are delicious.
Is it American?
No, I don't think it has anything to do with America. It's just something. It's like I mean, I always saw it as like, because when I would come back, especially when I was out in Pittsburgh, and I would come back, we didn't have Jack in the Box in Pittsburgh, so I'd get out to LA or San Francisco or somewhere that had Jack in the Box, and I'd make a beeline for Jack in the Box and just give me 2 of those 2 for 99-cent tacos. I mean, they've been 2 for 99 cents for as long as I can remember. Except if you got that was 2.
They don't have Jack. They may have Jack in the Box in Donald Trump's Gaza hotel. There's a good chance.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll have McDonald's there because that's his thing. But again, it's funny because at times like that, when you get released from a stressful situation like that, it isn't always the big food or the big, you want something that brings you an inordinate amount of pleasure.
Comfort food.
Yeah, and something simple, something that doesn't take, you don't have to go here, you don't have to go there, you don't have to get them, it doesn't have to be flown in from. It's just give me these 2 tacos in a little paper bag that break your teeth when you eat them.
That's comfort food, baby. That's how you feel more better.
It's pretty simple stuff, I mean, all our desires should be that simple, right?
That primal.
Yeah, and it does have prime, and it is primal because it does contain, a carb, and it has the protein with the dog food, and you got a little bit of vegetable in there with the tomatoes and the lettuce. And you got some cheese, so I mean, it touches it on so many levels.
All the important comfort food groups are represented.
And more better if you have to sit in line at the drive-through for it. They're best consumed after midnight and before 5 a.m.
There's a good period of time there for consumption of, and they must know that at the Jack in the Box.
Yeah, they match up with alcohol. I've always thought that they soak up alcohol real well. That if you were, if you were in an Uber and you were a little lubricated, that you would ask the Uber driver to go through the drive-through at the Jack in the Box,
And get whatever you want for yourself.
get whatever you want for yourself. Just give me 2 tacos and an orange drink, not a soda, an orange drink, and I'd be a happy camper. There'd be enough amount of interacting chemicals in those compounds, in those foods. Um, they probably put them in there to keep it from spoiling or from discoloring or whatever. But whatever
It's the,
was in there and what my stomach absorbed the alcohol, and I always
it's the
felt that.
type of menu item that we call food stuff. Did you enjoy the food stuff? Yes, we ate food stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't always have to go with. Well, it has this and that and this and that. No, no, no. We're just looking for something to keep us from retching when we get home and in front of the toilet bowl, because we all
Dear
know what
me,
that is.
I got to tell you, I don't miss that.
No, 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 no. That's I don't
I
like.
don't miss anything. I don't miss anything about drinking. It's one of the strangest things ever.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, Michael, that I don't miss much about it either. Um,
Nothing to
I
miss.
think I think there was a point where at times you had that first drink, and I don't know if it had so much to do with the drink or if it was the atmosphere that you were
Just the
having the
moment. Yeah, yeah.
the moment you had just gotten to the bar or the concert or the club or whatever, wherever you were going, and you got your first drink and you're off the road and you're relaxing and you're ready for something to happen, either musically or whatever is going to happen, and you have that first drink and it feels good. You're doing it with a
But,
bunch of other people.
well, there's a promise with that first drink that something good is going to happen. You're going to feel better, see better, enjoy better,
Yeah,
think better. It's all going to
yeah,
change,
that's
and it may for
exactly
30 seconds.
the promise. It's the promise of good times. And at that point in your drinking, it's all good. The orange
Yep.
juice is fresh. The vodka doesn't have a mean taste to it. Whatever it is that you're consuming hasn't been through the rigors of the evening yet.
The bartender
But
seems
before,
talented.
yeah, the bartender hasn't dealt with every idiot that he's had to deal with that night. Many times, yourself included, myself included. It's just a straight hello, how you doing? Hope you're doing okay. What can I get you? You know, and um, so it's all pleasantry at 7:30 or 8 o'clock. It's when that third or fourth or fifth drink comes around
Now you got a problem.
that the troubles start to rear their ugly heads. The juice isn't out of the refrigerator. Now it's cold, now it's warm, and it's just ooh.
Nothing but rocky road ahead.
Yeah, you've gotten to an argument with somebody about something by that time. Somebody has come up to you and said to you that they know more than you do, and
Watch out for this guy. He's the MAGA. We'll be
right,
fine. Nope,
exactly. And you have,
you're not
and
fine.
alcohol hasn't hit you to where you're ready to tell him exactly how you feel about him and his MAGA and everything else. And there's no better place to
Especially,
watch this than if you
especially
go on.
I had a MAGA guy in the elevator the other day tell me that how was I enjoying the tariffs? And he said he wasn't interested in my answer. He just wanted to explain to me that these things take time to kick in.
It's not a cult though.
No,
They're standing
these things
people
take
up.
time.
Yeah.
Like he has all the experience in the world with tariffs.
Yeah, his total sum of information on tariffs probably came from Truth Social, which is neither
Yeah.
social or
Or true.
truth. I mean, if there's anybody ripe for being sued for false advertising, I would have to think that it would be Truth Social, because there's nothing in their name that describes what they do.
Well, everything they do is a lie. So that's the truth.
Pretty much so.
That's all you
Yeah,
got to
pretty
know.
much so. It was a place to get some
Jack in the Box tacos.
right-wing people off the street. That's about the only thing it is. And give them a chance to communicate and enjoy each other's company. In direct competition with their what's the underboss to Hitler? What do they call him? The
Reichsfuhrer.
yeah, I can't remember. There was a name for the next, the Goebbels or the Goerings or the first underbosses. Anyway, these people were they're right under the Fuhrer. And I mean, when do we start calling Trump the Fuhrer?
Well, I've called him Der Fuhrer for quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's they made it. They're saying they made a deal with China. I haven't heard what China has said about that yet. They also announced that they're going to reduce the price on some prescription drugs, which again, I don't know which one. The plans. Anytime they present the plan, there's never a solid. There's never a piece of paper that says this is what we're going to do.
Nope, never will be. Never will be.
It's a suspiciously socialist sounding program too, where they're going to dictate to the manufacturer what the cost of production is.
Well, it seems like it's a negotiation with only one person involved, and it's always us. We're going to charge 125% over costs. Now we're going to talk about it. We're going to have a meeting in Switzerland. Oh, 10%. Says who? Well, it's not hard and fast. It's not etched in stone. It's just 10%. Over what? Over the 125? Now it's 135? No. Back down to just 10%. Of what? These are the hard questions.
We don't know. If you deep dive into these things and go on YouTube and see some of these professors, whether they're from the right or the left, there's not many of them that can sit there and say, divide it up like this, do this, give it this,
and there's your cost.
That, and we'll be okay. You'll have it right. None of them. There's no two of them that agree. A, that it's good. B, that you can do it in a way that doesn't just logjam everything in our ports.
But it's the opposite. Now the ports are empty.
Yeah. The Seattle port director was on MSNBC last night saying, we got our ships, man. We got longshoremen
ships aren't coming
around here that got nothing to do. And you know what happens when you have longshoremen that have nothing to do?
The shore gets a little shorter. It's not a long shore at all.
They go to the local bars and they start drinking. See 15 minutes ago in the show for what happens.
Yeah, give them 2 hours, you got a problem.
Exactly, and they have the added value of drinking at 9:30 in the morning,
which is a little early for some, but get used to it.
Which is it's never good. When do you ever know somebody that's drinking at 9:30 in the morning and there's something good about it?
Turns out well. Turns out just perfectly.
Even if you're on vacation, drinking at 9:30 in the morning is not good. I mean, you got to have something, put something in your stomach first, don't you?
The best thing that could happen to you in a situation like that is a nice long nap. Anything else is
go back
trouble.
to sleep for a couple hours. Wake me up after noon.
Wake me up if that bartender touches the ice.
You're starting to, you're just, you gotta, you gotta. I don't know. I can never think of a time in my life when I started drinking at 9:30 or 10 o'clock in the morning, and the end result of the time was good. It's just never a time when that happened that I can
Nothing good
remember.
happens at 2 a.m. Anything after midnight is trouble.
Well,
And
I could
anything
probably
that starts before 10
good
is
things
trouble.
can happen at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. I could come up with that. But man, I can't think of any time I was out or with people or was part of something, or we were sitting there drinking on the beach or whatever at that time of the morning where the end result of the day went into the positive column in my life.
This is going to be good. Well, we don't have proof of that yet.
Yeah, give me an order of scrambled eggs with a Tom Collins. Yeah, yeah.
No,
It just winds up on the beach or on the table or on just
you'll see it again.
yeah, one way or the other. You're gonna. It's not just gonna go away. So
So,
I say this only because I
when your
care,
breakfast makes an encore,
and and I want people to be aware. I just want people uh, to be aware of these things.
because we've tried
Because
it and we can tell you how it's going to come out.
yeah, it's not. I mean, at that point, maybe the best possible result you're going to have is the two Jack in the Box tacos.
It's part of the solution, not the problem.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably at that point. Yeah, probably at that point in the morning, you have the best thing you could do is just get the Jack in the Box tacos or the super tacos at 2 for $1.49, and go enjoy them. Don't eat them in your car. That never turns out good either,
And
because
careful for those 1 o'clock starts in the afternoon where it's beers, babes, and baseball. Careful now, that mixture.
always be careful of beer, babes, and baseball. So I understand that the Giants did not do well over the weekend.
Well, you know how you win some and you lose some? We lost them
Yeah,
all.
not good.
Lost them all.
Not good. But that seemed to be a common. Well, I don't want to say. But
We're
that
warming.
seemed
We're
to.
warming up for the. You've heard about the June swoon. Well, we're warming up for it.
Yeah, there seemed to be a note
Resignation.
of sleepiness of teams that we like not doing too well. As a matter of fact, the only team that I could think of that we kind of endorse on this team, or that we follow, that we have a more than just a passing interest in, were the Mets,
New
who
York
took
Mets.
2 out of 3 from the Cubbies.
Cubs are having a hard time. We did the same.
Well, yeah, but you know what? They're still in first place in the Central. They're still winning. I mean, they were far enough ahead that what they take 2 out of 3 to Giants. Now the Mets have taken 2 out of 3, and it seems that they're still, I don't know, a game and a half up in the division.
It's hard to win 2
And
out of 6 and stay in first place.
yeah, and they've done it now 2 in a row, 2 teams in a row, 2 series in a row. The Mariners lost the series to the, and I didn't pay enough attention to this, or as much attention to it as I wanted. I really wanted to know how many, if the attendance to the Blue Jays games that were played here over the weekend
Oh
were
yeah.
the same, more, less.
Did they
You
reflect the
would
new
think,
Donald Trump baseball league?
right? You would think that a Saturday, Sunday games on a weekend, which most Saturday,
To bring
Sunday
in
games
the
were,
Bring in the Blue Jays.
With the Blue Jays, would have had the border pretty hopping. But I got to admit, I didn't see many cars driving around town with Canadian flags, as you always see when the Blue Jays come to town. I didn't see that. I didn't see, I didn't go to any bars down in Pioneer Square or anything, but I didn't see that usual, what was it? Labatt's 6 for $1 signs.
Molson T-shirt.
Molson, 6 for $1. I mean, we've seen those, right? I mean, we remember those, but I didn't see any of them this weekend.
Your Canadian money is no good here.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the tariffs. I don't know if that was people signaling in advance that they weren't coming. Now, I would think that they would come because those tickets are bought well in advance.
Plus, they are the 51st state. They don't want to be misrepresented. They got to represent themselves instead of having someone do it for them.
Well, that's what you got to wonder. Is it if you're a Canadian, you went to those games, is it a sign that baseball is immune?
All is forgiven.
Yeah, to the whims of politics? Or
not baseball. Baseball fans don't forget.
Well, I think we all forget. If we don't all forget, how the hell would Trump get elected for a second term? I think that people do forget. Or at the very least.
But they won't forget that.
Yeah. Well, the Canadians are a different crowd, though. The Canadians, they got time to, Americans don't have time to remember that. Canadians, they got time to remember stuff.
They see the world at a different pace.
Right. They see the world in a very different lens than we're looking at it in. And so it's not only always this concept of, well, they screwed us, so we're going to screw them back. They have that luxury of, I think, time and consideration and planning.
They can wait us out, but we are not patient enough to wait them out.
Right. The entire world operates on a system where something happens and you kind of step back, you assess the situation, right? And you see, okay, what's my best course of recourse? Which is my best way to go here? I don't think we do that in the United States. I think we fly off the handle. We get mad. We have freedom of speech. So we stand up and we tell them like it is.
Going to erase the border. It's arbitrary anyway. We're just going to erase it.
We're going to change things around, and you're going to like it.
Oh, you're going to love it. Wait till we finish. You're going to really love it. You'll appreciate what we've done.
They were, yeah. So I don't know. I'm sure that the Times or some newspaper or somebody has written about that, because I can't believe that I'm the only one that thought about that.
What we want them to do is forget it. Hey, we were just talking. Forget about that. We just talk. No, yeah, they're not going to forget it.
We weren't going to do anything. So I'll be interested to see and hear what the border situation was. What were there longer waits at the border? You'd think there would be. I know that I was up by the border a few days ago, actually, not that long ago, and there was no wait at the border. You could just go right through. Coming back, there was maybe a 15-minute wait. But
I know the Seattle fans are too polite to boo during "Oh Canada." In fact, it's just the reverse. The Canadians boo during the national anthem. But I wonder how that went. That will give you some indication of how the day was going to go at the ball game.
Yeah. Yeah, and they don't. I don't get the game on TV. I haven't subscribed to the Mariners
Product.
$20 a month um, subscription service. Although I'm kind of waiting for them to come up with a half year deal. Maybe I'll do it then. Maybe I'll pull the trigger then. I enjoy listening to the games on radio. I think Rick Riz does a fine job of describing those games.
And who's his
And
partner?
Gary Gary somebody, I can't remember his
Gary,
last name.
Gary U.S. Bonds.
Yeah, Gary U.S. Bonds. This little base is mine. Oh, this little base is mine.
School is out. School
You
is
are
out.
out on second base. You are out without a trace.
Without a
And I
trace.
saw a manager get thrown out yesterday.
Ooh.
I don't even know his name. Boy, this sucks. But he's the brand new manager of the Pittsburgh Pirates. They fired their manager Friday, maybe Thursday, something like that. He won 3 or 4 games in a row, and they'll have none of that.
Nope. No.
You start winning games here, pal, we're going to have to buy more hot dogs to sell people. And we have it all figured out. So anyway, they fired the old manager, and they promoted the bench coach, Don Kelly, I think his name is.
He went right out there and got tossed.
Nobody's there from when I was there, except the play-by-play, the broadcast people. And so anyway, and I don't know the whole situation, but
he chose to argue balls and strikes.
Yeah, he was. There was something going on, and I was flipping around and I saw him out on the field arguing with the umpire. So I stopped and I went back to the game, and because I was thumbing through it looking for the Mets game, and it said that he had been ejected from the game for arguing with the umpire. And I said, "What the hell did this guy say?" I mean, it would have to. I mean, you got to do something these days to get thrown out of a game, don't you?
Argue balls and strikes. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, I guess. Although that's gonna, if they come in with this machine that they're talking about starting to use, maybe even as early as the end of the season this year, this Spankatron or whatever it is that they're going to use to call balls and strikes.
Oh no, not the Spankatron, not that.
They got it all installed and ready to go. And
well, they've had it for years.
You won't need the umpire. He's just going to stand there.
He keeps the balls in his bag.
Yes, he keeps. The only thing he'll be good for is just handing the pitcher a new baseball. That's all he might as well be a ball boy. Anyway, they're talking about.
You got to tell him. You got to tell him when you do a double switch.
Right, so it'll be no more. I mean, what's there going to be to argue? You can argue with the machine. You're going to argue with the, and then you'll have a machine that slaps you. You'll have when it comes off of its rack and starts hitting you when you start arguing with it.
What about the calls at first or the base? You still have to.
Well, those will still be arbitered by arbiters.
Reviewable.
Yeah, those will still be reviewable, but the Spankatron will have the,
autonomous.
That'll be the last word. I mean, I can't imagine that they're going to go to New York and start, reviewing every ball and strike.
Well, can you appeal the Spankatron? Strike two. Wait, that was never a strike.
I'm sure that they have a room somewhere on Park Avenue in New York where there's a bunch of ex-umpires and ex-managers and ex-men who are probably sitting in that room deciding exactly what they should be doing.
Is that the same address on Park Avenue where the NFL does its final calls, or is it a different room?
I think it's a different room. I think it's probably
Same
a
building.
different. You'd think that the two leagues would talk to each other and get a place together.
Nah, they're not. They're not into budgeting.
Could save a ton of money.
Not interested.
I mean, you think one's using it half the year, the other one's using it the other half of the year. But no, it doesn't seem like there's much interest.
I like it when it's end of the year and the football guys come in and kick the baseball guys out. We're not going. We haven't had the World Series yet. Well, we're gonna have to work something out.
Well, we're just going to move you to a smaller room down the hall.
It's
You
a nice
guys
room.
only have 2 teams playing. We've got 30, 32.
A
So
lot of them are rookies. They make mistakes. There's a lot of calls that have to be reviewed. You'll see.
yeah, we need the space. Can you move it down the hall? Can you?
It's just balls and strikes. It couldn't be easier. Could not be easier. I could do it from home.
Yeah. You're not. What do you use it for? You don't even use it all the time. I mean, we review every kickoff. We review every run back. We review every field goal. We review every scoring play. You guys,
Plus the challenges on top of that.
Game, somebody calls up and says, "Hey, can you look at that?" And you go, "Yeah, okay." And then you get Charlie out of the bathroom, and he comes down and he sits down, and then you all look at it for 10 minutes, and then
You call. You call it.
talking to the microphone. Did you happen to see the tape of Luis Torrens yesterday?
No, what happened?
Oh, you catch up with Luis and he'll tell you exactly what happened. He got a foul tip in the one
dear.
place you don't want to get a foul tip.
In the privates.
In the nuts. In the nuts, Bob. And I don't know if he didn't have a cup on or it just didn't matter at that point.
No, I don't think it mattered from the sound of it.
But he caught it in that place.
In the be carefuls.
And he was lying down, face down on the ground at Citi Field for a long period of time. I mean, he had to be laying there for 15 minutes.
What was his name?
Luis Torrens, Torrens.
I'll have to look for that later.
Who, like many other former Mariners, has done spectacularly since he left here. Although he did something here that I've never seen in baseball before. While he was here, I think 2 years ago, we went to they had a doubleheader toward the end of the season. I think it was in late September. And Luis Torrens, the catcher, was moved from the catching position to the pitching position because it was, I believe it was not a blowout, but 5 runs behind. And lo and behold, while Luis Torrens is pitching, the Mariners come back. And they win the game.
Oh, brother.
And who gets the win but Luis Torrens? Great. Nothing too unusual about that. I mean, it's pretty unusual.
Who's the winning pitcher? Torrens. Who's the winning catcher? Torrens.
Well, he was. He was the winning battery. Well, they brought in the second catcher. I think they brought in Cal Raleigh. But so he pitched like 2 innings and got the win. And in the second game of this twin bill, and it was a true doubleheader because you didn't have to get up and leave the ballpark. It wasn't a clear them all out and start at 7. It was, play the first game, wait, whatever it is, an hour, not even an hour, like 45 minutes, and then come out and play the second game.
Get out there, play that game.
Which was thrilling because you just don't see that anymore. And it was a weekday afternoon. So in the second game, Luis Torrens hits the game-winning home run.
What a day. Like Ernie Banks, he's going to say, let's play two.
So he was a factor in both of the wins. Pretty amazing. Anyway, poor Luis was face down on the dirt there at Debbit's Field and was in a lot of pain. Kept looking up in the stands as he got up. And as I said, it took him about 15 minutes to get up. And I could only think he was looking for his wife to say, honey, not tonight.
Or for someone.
Yeah, so there was something that wasn't...
it was an unresolved pain issue.
Yeah. Anyway, so... the Mariners, the Mets, I should say. We were talking about the Mets, but a former Mariner. But another Mariner who's gone on from the Mariners to do some pretty good things. He's become their main catcher in New York. And, the good thing is the city of New York, whether you're a Mets fan or a Yankee fan, there's a love for catchers in New York. Now, maybe it's the fact that they
way back to Wes Westrum and Yogi Berra and all the boys.
Wes Westrum, Yogi Berra. He would take it back to Bill Dickey, Jerry Grody, who was there a long time.
Who was the catcher? That's it, the kid, Gary Carter.
Yeah, Mike Piazza, Rick Cerrone for the Yankees, Thurman Munson.
Don't forget Hobie Landreth.
I'll try not to. But there's always been just a real deep respect for catchers among New York fans. And they've always been
important
one of
men.
the most popular players on the team. Even if they're not the best player on the team, they're still one of the most popular players on the team. So,
well, that shows the astute nature of New York baseball fans. The catcher's a very important guy.
Yeah, it's if you didn't have one, the balls would be rolling to the backstop, and you want to shorten the game. That's not going to shorten the game.
No, it'd be running madhouse.
If the pitcher had to throw the ball, then run down there, pick it up, run back to the mound, and throw it again, you'd have a much longer game.
If you've ever seen 5-year-olds play Little League ball, that's what happens. The catcher could be there or not be there. It doesn't make any difference because the catcher never touches the ball.
Yeah, and the umpire tends to not get
retrieve everything. He has to retrieve everything.
As a matter of fact, the smart umpires go out and stand on the mound behind the pitcher. I'm not getting hurt here. So,
I was going to say my discomfort is getting in the way here.
Are you? Okay.
Not feeling very.
I'm kind of going through the through Canada. Not the same thing, but I'm feeling uncomfortable as well because of we're both afflicted today. Well, Mikey, I won't see you on Wednesday.
Nope, I'll be good.
So
We'll be
please,
joined on Friday.
please have your lovely wife send me a message and let me know how you're doing.
I'll be fine.
And just shoot me a little description of how you feel under the influence.
I'll shoot you the medical video.
It's okay. Although I
All right,
watch you
Ben.
on.
See you.
All right,
See you
Mikey.
Friday.
Listen, I'll catch up with you on Friday if the Lord's willing. The creek don't rise, man. Peace, love, safe operation, and Manischewitz.
No problem. What a wine. See you guys.
All right, bud. Take care.